What's the most valuable relationship advice anyone has ever given you? My grandfather once gave me the best advice I've ever received. He told me, pick 2 things to do around the house that she never has to ask you to do. Do them well, take pride in them, and never draw attention to it or complain. Just do it and expect nothing in return. Nay. So I decided to take on cooking dinner and cleaning up afterward. For nearly a year, my wife didn't seem to notice. But when she finally did, something interesting happened. My laundry started getting done, folded, and put away without me asking. When I told her she didn't need to do that, she said, "You always cook and clean for me." I figured it was the least I could do. That was all the proof I needed that my grandfather was right. The grass will always be greener where it is watered. Piss on lawn. Got it. So true. Sometimes all you get are weeds, but recognizing it can be hard. Don't bring up divorce unless you're really ready to leave. I totally agree. I've never been married and am still single. But even I know that's one button you don't press unless you're either serious or plan to do it, as there's no coming back from that once it's said. Not always true. My wife and I have both brought it up out of anger. In fact, she even printed out the paperwork once and then burned it when she calmed down to reassure me that she didn't mean it. But I am glad those days are behind us. We have learned how to talk through things instead of lashing out. A healthy relationship isn't built on compromise. A compromise is where both sides give up something that they want in order to resolve a conflict. But if both sides in a relationship are constantly not getting what they want just to avoid conflict, they'll both be unhappy. So a relationship cannot be based on mere compromise. It needs sacrifice. A sacrifice is where you choose to give something up in order to get something else. You give something up because you want and believe in something higher. I think that shift reframes how you look at your relationships. Or at least it has shifted how I approach relationships. It's not about settling or bargaining to get what you want. It's about thinking deeply about what it is you truly want and thinking about what it will take to get it. And a healthy relationship is about both people getting what they actually want. If you want a happy relationship, well, what will you give to get that? I've heard advice like this, but with slightly different wording that I like more. A relationship cannot be built on compromise. It needs to be built on collaboration. It should be both parties fighting against the problem, not each other. The trick for this is bringing up issues in a way where no one feels like it's an attack against them. For example, instead of, "You're always ignoring me because you're constantly on your phone," you would say, "Hey, I'm feeling ignored. Is there anything we can do to change that?" Additionally, if you need your partner to change their behavior, don't unilaterally decide what they need to change. Since they are the person making the change, they should be included in the discussion of how to fix the problem. If you decide they need to use their phone less, they might not be able to make that happen. But if you both agree to have a date night every week with no phones allowed, it is much more likely to work. Also, a great way to practice setting and holding boundaries and practicing self-advocacy. My GF comes from a culture where it's not usual for women to groom downstairs, but also where men aren't particularly hairy. I prefer to have trimmed body hair. She prefers my gorilla chest. She prefers a bush. I prefer waxed or trimmed. So she trims and I have a hairy torso. Neither is a massive issue to either of us, so calling it a sacrifice feels like overkill. Make enough money to pay for a twice-a-month maid service. House gets cleaned and no one's tired from cleaning. Makes for a better weekend. Or find a way to make cleaning fun. Wife and I put on a playlist/podcast. Put on our rubber gloves and get to it. We do little competitions for who can finish their task first. Split the room and do a mopping race. Hide a chocolate bar in the place the other will be cleaning. She bought me rubber gloves with pink feathers on the cuffs. I got her a floor brush shaped like a dinosaur. We've danced with stupid mop slippers on that don't actually dry the floor. And of course, the time-honored whip each other's bums with a damp tea towel. If you can find a way to laugh about it together, it goes a lot faster. Cheating and hitting should instantly and irreversibly end any relationship. There is no reason to do anything but leave. Never ever threaten breaking up divorce unless you really are ready to live with it happening. Once that toothpaste is out of the tube, it ain't going back. The relationship is done. The crack in the china plate has happened. Unless it was circumstances beyond your control that made you break up, don't ever get back with exes. Block them on socials, Block phone number, take their pictures down. Clean slate. You can't move on if you got their spirit hanging around. Much like the first one, you can't recreate the trust you had from before you broke up. Always keep the energy you had from when you were first dating. Moving in together, getting married is no excuse to get complacent, get fat and drunk and a slob. I know guys get attacked a lot online for not contributing in the household duties, and sure, some of it may be unfair generalizations, but there's way too much of it out there that some of you guys need to step the fuck up. Wash your ass, clean the dishes, cook dinner, do laundry without asking, and stop being little bitches about housework. I had an older work friend give me some advice about the family budget for a 2-worker family. Each of you take a small piece of your paychecks and put them into a personal account. Then the rest goes to family matters. That way you each will have money you can spend without having to get the other's approval. I heard a pimp say, "Don't marry the woman you love, marry the woman who loves you." If you're not doing both, don't marry at all. Whomever loves the least controls the relationship. The best advice I got was walk away. Never let the same person ruin your life twice. When I was having trouble in my marriage, I reached to my twice-divorced uncle who told me, "Some things can never be unsaid." Basically, you may feel hurt and want to say something hurtful back, but some things, once you say them, mean you can never put the relationship back together, no matter how hard you both may try. Cheating and hitting should instantly and irreversibly end any relationship. There is no reason to do anything but leave.
I've always given people only one chance, and I believe that's the right way to live. Mistakes can be understood, but betrayal and violence are unforgivable. Yes, it hurt to lose people I cared about, and some memories still echo inside me like old scars, but I'm grateful to myself for having the strength to walk away, because after such breakups, life became cleaner, and I became stronger. Without betrayers and hypocrites around, there's finally room for respect, peace, and genuine love. Well guys, my first video is coming to an end. Now it's your turn. What's the best advice you've ever been given that truly changed something in your life? Share it in the comments. I read all of them, and the most inspiring ones will definitely make it into my next videos.